Hi everyone, my name is Kate. Welcome back to my wondernetting channel. Today we are going to crochet with you a hood. It's actually a new trend right now. So instead of the bonnet that we have used to, this one is actually really quick and easy to make. Let me show you how it works and how it's worn. So something like this, but of course you can wear it different ways, but basically it's just a hood with long ties that covers your ears, keep your neck warm and protects you from chilly winds this fall and winter. So let's stay on trend and make one today. But before we start, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and leave your comment. It will help others to see this video too. We'll need 4 skeins of yarn, each 50 grams, 120 meters. I'm making a long hood, but if you want to make a shorter one, I think 2 skeins will be enough. I'm using Portobello yarn from Hobby. It's a mix of acrylic, wool and cotton, which makes it perfect for fall and winter. The link to this yarn you will find in the description below the video. You'll also need 5mm hook, scissors, sewing needle, some stitch markers and optional yarn for edging. Like I said, everything here is super easy to make. First we start with a slip knot and chain 2. In the second chain from the hook, make a slip stitch. Then chain 1, turn your work, and in the second stitch from the hook, through the back loop only, make another slip stitch. Chain 1 again, turn your work, and repeat the same thing, another slip stitch. That's 3 rows done. On the first row, we are going to make an increase. Chain 2, turn your work, and from the second loop from the hook through the back loop only, make 2 slip stitches in a row. So this is how we'll slowly start widening our hood tie. That was our increase row. Now we'll need a stitch marker, place it on the right side. This will mark the side where we'll be making all the increases, where only increases on one side, not the other. For the next 3 rows, we won't be adding any increases. So chain 1, turn your work, and make 2 slip stitches in a row starting from the second loop from the hook. Then chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the same thing. And one more time, same steps again. In the next row, we're going to make an increase. As you can see, this is the side where we placed our marker. So chain 2, turn your work, and starting from the second loop from the hook, we'll make 3 stitches, 3 slip stitches in a row. 1, 2, and 3. For the next 3 rows, we're not doing any increases again, super simple. Every 4 rows we'll be adding 1 stitch, that way the tie will slowly get wider and wider. So now, chain 1, turn your work, and starting from the second loop from the hook, make 3 slip stitches in a row. Right now I'm showing you how to do this if you want to make long hood ties. A bit later I'll show you what to do if you prefer a shorter hood instead. So now I'll show you once again how we make the increases. I'll crochet all the rows with you up to the next increase, and after that you'll continue on your own. The pattern is super easy to follow. Remember, we only make increases on one side. I've already made 3 rows without any increases, and on the first row we are going to add 1 again. That's the side with a marker. So chain 2 and make 4 slip stitches going down. Basically every first row we chain 2, turn our work, and make 1 more slip stitch than in the previous row. Then we do 3 regular rows with no increases, and on the fourth we add another one again. After the increase row, chain 1, turn your work, and now we'll make the new number of slip stitches. In this case, there's 4 slip stitches in a row. So we'll keep widening our piece until it reaches the width you want for your hood. In my case, I'll keep going until it's about 25 centimeters wide, which will be roughly 48 slip stitches in a row. Let me answer a question you might already have. Can you make this hood using other stitches instead of slip stitches? Of course you can. You can use any stitch you you like, just keep in mind that the increases will be a little different. Instead of chaining 2, you'll simply make 2 stitches into the last stitch on the increase side. Keep moving your marker up as you go, so you don't forget which side your increases are on. And now I'll show you what to do if you want to make shorter ties for your hood. To make shorter ties, here's an example I made for you. Right now the top has the same number of stitches, 10 stitches on both the first and the second sample. But on the second sample, which is shorter one, I did increases in every second row instead of every fourth row. So if you want shorter ties, you just need to do the increases more often, every second row in the same way. That's it, nothing else, really, that's all. So just keep crocheting until your piece reaches the width you want, then I'll meet you back and we'll continue crocheting together. I've crocheted my tie to the width I need. Right now it's about 75 centimeters tall and 25 centimeters wide. Now we're going to work straight rows without any increases. On the first row you start without increases, place a stitch marker. So this row would normally start with an increase, but we are skipping it, just chain 1 and turn your work. Place your marker on this braid. We'll use it later to count the braids, which will make things easier. We'll crochet about 13 braids in straight rows without any increases. You can make more if you want, it really depends on the height you want, just enough to cover your head from the jawline to a bit below the crown. I've crocheted the straight rows. Let's count the braids together, and starting from the marker I have 13 braids here. Now we are going to start making decreases to shape the hood itself, and we'll be doing this for just one half of the hood. After that we'll do the same thing again, but in the opposite direction. Right now I'm on the straight side of the hood, the side where we didn't make any increases. Chain 1, turn your work and start crocheting the row, but stop 2 stitches before the end. Those last 2 stitches that you don't finish will be our decrease. We'll be making decreases like this every second row. So I didn't finish the last 2 stitches. Don't forget about this very last stitch, it might be tucked behind this little bar. Be careful here. Now chain 1, turn your work and crochet all the way to the end as usual. I've crocheted all the way to the end, and in the next row we'll do another decrease. Again, stop 2 stitches before the end. This will create little steps going down. Just a reminder, we only make decreases on the side of the hood where we did the increases. The straight side always stays straight. No increases, no decreases there. Again, I stop 2 stitches before the end, chain 1, turn your work and crochet all the way to the end. In the next row we'll do another decrease again, don't finish the last 2 stitches, it's super simple here. We need to make a total of 10 steps like this, so that you end up with 10 little steps going down. Here's what my 10 steps look like. I just finished on the straight side, the one without increases or decreases. And here you can see all my steps. The width at the very bottom is about 13.5 centimeters. If we count from the very top row, we get 11 steps going down. This is the center of our hood. Now we're going to do the same thing but in the opposite direction. We'll start with increases, then crochet a few straight rows, and finally make decreases to finish the second tie. So I'm at the bottom now, and in the next row we'll start making increases. Chain 1, turn your work and crochet the row all the way to the end. And don't forget to finish the very last stitch at the end. Now chain 3. Turn your work and starting from the second loop from the hook, crochet all the way down. We chain 3 because earlier we decreased by 2 stitches, so now we need to add 2 stitches. The principle for increases is exactly the same as for decreases. Crochet up, add 3 chains, from the second loop from the hook crochet all the way down, then crochet up again, add 3 chains, crochet down. And we'll keep doing this until we have the same number of steps on the other side. I've crocheted all the steps, and as you can see, everything matches perfectly, and I'm on the top side now. And I'll chain 1, turn my work, and from this point we need to crochet the same number of braids as we had up to the marker, 13 braids. No increases, no decreases, just straight rows. I've crocheted the same number of braids as on the other side. From the marker to the start of the steps, I have 13 braids, and I did the same on the other side. Now you should finish at the bottom of your work, and next we'll crochet 2 additional braids without any increases or decreases, and after that we'll start making decreases and begin the second tie. I recommend not removing this marker because we'll need it later. We'll be sewing the hood up to this marker. I've crocheted 2 additional braids and I stop at the straight side of the hood, and now we'll start making decreases. Start the row and stop 1 stitch before the end. Just 1 stitch, the very last one, which might be a bit hidden, so pay attention here. Then chain 1, turn your work and crochet the next 3 rows as usual without any decreases. On the first row we'll do another decrease. The principle for the second tie is exactly the same as for the first tie on the other side. On the first tie we did increases every 4th row. Here we do decreases every 4th row, stopping 1 stitch before the end. If you are making shorter ties, do decreases every 2nd row instead. We keep decreasing like this until there is just 1 stitch left at the end. At the very end, chain 1 and cut the yarn. I've crocheted all the way to the end, and here's what I've got. Don't worry if your second tie looks a little longer, it's probably just because your tension loosened a bit. You can simply stretch the first tie slightly to match. Now all that's left is to sew the top of the hood and then finish with the edging. I'm making a slip knot and insert the hook into the very first middle step. Pull up the loop, crochet it. And now we'll continue joining with slip stitches. We work our way up each step. Here we have 2 stitches before the step, so insert the hook through the back loop only on each side and make a slip stitch. There's another stitch here as well, crochet it with a slip stitch too. Next, we need to move up to the next step. Insert the hook into the bar on top of the braid, on both sides, and make a slip stitch right here. Then, on the next step, there are 2 stitches again, crochet them one by one. Then move up another step, insert the hook into the bar on both sides and make a slip stitch. Keep working like this until you've crocheted all the steps. I've crocheted all the steps, and here what the seam looks like. It will be on the inside of the hood. As I mentioned before, don't remove the marker, and here we need to crochet 13 braids. Insert the hook between the braids and make a slip stitch. Then insert the hook into the bar on top of the braids and make a slip stitch as well. Again, between the braids, slip stitch, and into the bar on top of the braid. Repeat this all the way to the marker, and once you reach the marker, chain 1 and cut the yarn. And here's what the seam looks like from the right side. The last thing we need to do is the edging, which is optional. There are two types of edging. You can do a simple slip stitch edging or more lacy edging like I'm doing. For the edging, I recommend using a smaller hook. I'll be using 3mm. If you want to do a slip stitch edging, insert your hook in the same way we did for the seam between the braids and into the bar on top of the braid and make a slip stitch. If you continue all the way around, this is what the edge will look like. I'm going to do it a different way. Insert the hook between the braids, then crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet and 1 single crochet in the same space. Skip the next braid and in the next space between the braids, repeat the same combination. Continue this all the way around the hood and at the very end chain 1 and cut the yarn. And here's the hood we've made. I think it looks really beautiful with the brown edging. It gives it more structure compared to using the same color at the hood. As you can see, it's super easy and simple to crochet. I love that this hood can be worn in different ways. It looks really pretty and especially like wearing it more like a scarf or a slouched hood. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and that your hood turned out great. I thank you for watching this video, I'm sure you did as well. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments or DM me on my Instagram. And we'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye, cuties!